I think in subtle or not so subtle ways, when we get involved in these sort of spiritual explorations, including meetings like this, um, we often think that something needs to be different than it is. Something needs to change about our experience, our circumstances. And if you've ever been a meditator, maybe you still are a meditator, um, one kind or another. I was for a long, long time, and um, the entire process for me was one of trying to change my experience in one way or another, in ways that I thought were more in alignment with what I was searching for, whether that was a quieter mind or a more peaceful state or more focused state or more aware state and so on. And of course, that process, unbeknownst to me at the time, was sort of setting me up to, or I would say, to overlook what was already present. Um, Otherwise, why would I be trying to change my state, um, change my experience? So it's interesting in the context of, at the heart of this contemplative traditions, throughout time has been this this truth, if you will, that there's one thing here, this one reality, one divinity, one presence, one God. Really no words for it, of course, one Tao, um, that appears as this multiplicity. And so it's interesting in that context, if there's one thing here, why are we trying to change our experience? Not that there's anything wrong with trying to change our experience, because, well, we might want to seek out certain kinds of experiences and circumstances. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the context of discovering this aspect, you could say, of reality, which is its singular nature, that there's one thing here, and the freedom that that can bring, the freedom that that is, the discovery that what we're searching for, the ground, the presence, the divinity, and so on, is everything, is this that pervades everything and shines forth as everything. Um, in subtle or not so subtle ways, trying to alter our experience is sort of doomed to failure in a sense, right? Because we start conditioning this that we're looking for on certain states. That's why we're seeking them out, right? So, so with that, just as a not terribly articulate context to set for this, I just want to invite you, as you're sitting here, um, to see that nothing needs to change for this to be, right? Nothing needs to change about your experience or your circumstances for reality to be. This is already, no matter the experience. In fact, the presence of your experience is the being of this, all of your experience. Whether you might describe that experience as very clear and calm and at peace and at ease, or agitated and confused and whatever. From this perspective, it does not matter right now. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing. Your experience is irrelevant. Or you could say all of your experience is relevant. It's all being by definition, which is why you can completely relax any effort to try to arrive at some presumably better experience or state, because this experience is. And this isness of experience is what all the scriptures are about. the absolute miracle of being, inexplicable being. Our attention, as I often talk about, is tends to be rather focused slash fixated on how the experience seems to be, and is it in accord with how I think it should be, or how I would like it to be, or what I associate with whatever it is I'm searching for, right? Does this measure up? Does this moment measure up to all the things I've read about in spirituality, or that I sense I want more of in my life? That's that kind of evaluation of the moment. For right now, just forget about all of that. Forget about evaluating the moment and describing the moment, interpreting the moment, which you can't really do anyway. And just see that the moment is, no matter how it seems to be descriptively. The moment is. And again, you feel the relaxation of that, like not having to get somewhere else, not having to change this moment one bit, but just this moment exactly as it is pure being. Not some other perception, but this perception is being, pure being, the pure, magnificent explosion of life that looks like all the different ways it can look like, right? All the different ways it can appear. And it isn't to say that we are recognizing that this ground of existence is everything doesn't mean we will necessarily lose our preferences for certain versions of it, right? Um, Certainly it hasn't been the case for me. I still have preferences, but and that's fine to endeavor to curate certain kinds of life experiences according to our preferences. I'm not suggesting that we stop doing that, but for our purposes here of discovering that there's one thing and that we are that one thing and that every moment is that one thing, that one existence, that one being. Well, that's a different consideration, isn't it? That's that's not about curating a particular set of experiences and circumstances. That's about realizing that all of our experiences and circumstances are the miracle. Freedom of that is explosive. It is liberating to discover that the basis of everything, the root of everything, the foundation and fundament of everything is never absent because it is the basis of everything, right? That's what makes it never absent. So it's the basis of your heartbreak and your joy, and the basis of your clarity and your confusion, and the basis of your peacefulness and your agitation. Never absent. And effortless. You feel the effortlessness, like there's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to accomplish. This already is right now. This already is being everything. This already is being every state of mind, what we would call states of mind. This is already being every momentary perception, every circumstantial situation. Nothing needs to change, does it? For this to be, for this already is. Change is not relevant in this context. Even though, of course, everything is changing constantly, the unstoppable change of the moment. But no matter how it seems to be changing and transforming and mutating, it remains what it is fundamentally, which is the miracle of existence. And it's unconditional, right? It does not depend upon what's appearing because it is the appearing itself, you see, any more than the dreaming at night depends upon the dream, how the dream is looking, and is it a pleasant dream or an unpleasant dream? Like the dreaming is the dreaming, regardless of the content, seemingly, of the dream. And life is life. Life is miraculous. Um, the miraculous effulgence, this miraculous light show, regardless of how it looks, and whether we like it or don't like it or think it's positive or negative or all of those evaluations. They are there and they're sort of a operating kind of subsystem within this vast, larger single system of being. So just take a few minutes and just feel how nothing needs to change for this to be. No work is required, which is why it's the ultimate relaxation to just be as you are. The moment is as it is. It is, it is. And that isness is its divinity, its radiance. Nothing needs to happen because what's already happening is the fullness of this miracle, isn't it?